Hey guys, it's Sam the Statman, coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be ranking every player from the 2002, 2003, and 2004 Hall of Fame classes from worst to best. This is another one of the videos where I rank different players from different Hall of Fame classes from worst to best. These three today because one player was elected by the baseball writers in 2002, and then two in the next 2 years each. So that makes 5 players. I decided to use all of those, rank all these players on the list. That is all I have to say. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 5 is Dennis Eckersley. He was a good player, as in his career he went 197 and 171 with a 3.50 ERA and a 1.16 ERA+. In 3,285 and 2/3 innings pitched, he struck out 2,401 batters. He had a 1.161 whip, and despite the fact that saves are not a good stat, because he was a reliever for part of his career, I am going to mention the fact that he did have 390 saves. He had 62.1 WAR, won an MVP, a Cy Young, both those in the same year. Although that year he had like 3 WAR, did not deserve it. Was a 6-time All-Star and won the ALCS MVP. Might deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, especially if you consider him a reliever, but in my opinion, the worst player on this list. Number 4 is Eddie Murray. Now, this is actually one of the better Hall of Fame classes, so all these players are kind of grouped together. But the grouping together really starts with Eddie Murray, because after him, with him and the player in first place, there's a difference of less than 10 WAR. Yeah, this is one of the closer Hall of Fame classes, one of the harder ones to rank. But anyways, let me talk about Eddie Murray. In his career, he batted 287, 359, 476 with a 129 OPS+. He had 3,255 hits, 504 homers, 61 total zone runs, and 68.7 WAR. In his career, he won the Rookie of the Year award, was an 8-time All-Star, won 3 Gold Gloves, and 3 Silver Sluggers. Number 3 is Gary Carter. In his career, he batted 262, 335, 439 with a 115 OPS+. He had 2,092 hits, 324 homers. He had 112 total zone runs, which is definitely the reason he was elected into the Hall of Fame. I mean, he was a good hitter, especially for a catcher, but his defense was excellent, which is one of the reasons he was, and I think the main reason. He also had 70.1 WAR, 11-time All-Star, won only 3 Gold Gloves, 5 Silver Sluggers, and 2 All-Star MVPs. A very good player, kind of underrated. And it actually took him 6 years to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame, so it took like 6 ballots. So he was on the first ballot, didn't get in, second, didn't get in, third, fourth, and fifth, didn't get in, and then the 6th, he finally got in, which is crazy because, yeah, he deserves to be in. He's like a first or second round choice in my opinion. Really good player, especially for a catcher, great hitting and good defense. But, I mean, despite the fact he wasn't elected in the first or second rounds, he still was elected, which he definitely deserves to be. He definitely deserves to be in there. And number 2 is Paul Molitor. In his career, he batted 306, 369, 448 with a 122 OPS+. He had 3,319 hits, 234 home runs, stole 504 bases, and had 75.7 WAR. In his career, he was a 7-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, and won the World Series MVP. And number 1 is by far one of my favorite players. I was going to say my favorite, but he's not. But one of my favorite players, one of the greatest players of all time, definitely the greatest defensive player of all time. Well, not definitely, but definitely one of the greatest defensive players of all time, Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith was a legend. In his career, he batted 262, 337, 328 with an 87 OPS+. He had 2,460, or maybe 80, I forget, 2,460, I think, hits. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. 28 homers and stole 580 bases. He had, what was that other great thing about him? What did he do to get in the Hall of Fame? Oh yeah, amazing defense with 239 total zone runs, the most defensive WAR of all time. And overall WAR, he had 76.9 in his career. He was a 15-time All-Star, 13 gold gloves, a silver slugger, and the NLCS MVP. He was a fantastic player. The reasons I put him ahead of Paul Molitor is that if you're a DH, you get penalized. Like, you get negative defensive value. So if Paul Molitor had not been a DH, I think he was a third baseman. So if he just played like third base or something and just been okay, he would have not lost that value and therefore would have gained more value from what he was at, like now with 75.7 more. So if he hadn't been a DH for as long as he was, he probably, but had the same hitting stats, then he would probably be number one on this list. However, because he was a DH and got negative defensive value from that a lot, actually the most of any position, if that even counts as a position, that is why that I put Ozzie Smith at number one and put Paul Molitor only at number 2. I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe.